Hello guys and welcome back to another game. Excited to get into this because I have just been dreaming of Age of Empires the last couple of days. I have just fallen back in love with the entire series. There was some time where I needed some time off just basically to work, live my life, all those kind of things that you really have a couple of things going on at a time. You know what I mean. But a couple of days ago, Nilford messaged me and asked me if I was keen to do any of the King of the Hippo games with him. Of course, my answer to that was yes. And ever since then, I have just been buzzing on playing this game. I just want to cast games, I want to watch games, I really just want to get back involved with it. So hopefully this will be a good new step in and we can keep this motivation going for as long as possible. So we're back on Arabia, which is one of my favorite maps straight away. We're actually going to be using the WololoKingdoms mod for this as well. So the good news is we've got some new civs in there straight away. I will give a little bit of a word of caution just because I don't know the new civs 100% at this point. I like to think I'm pretty good with them, but at the same time, if I get something wrong, I'm really sorry. And if I don't, I guess I'm just absolutely smashing it like a madman. So game is, we're going to cast this, we're going to see what happens, we're going to have a sick game. I don't know the new Civ strategies that well, so hopefully I'll be able to predict some stuff that does happen that makes sense to me, and if we see some amazing combinations and just lineups I'm not expecting, that's exactly what we're looking for here. We're looking for some fun games, some interesting games, so I'm going to introduce some players, and it's going to start off a little bit disappointing with the Civ choice, or random Civ I should say, but still, we should be excited because these are great players on an awesomely aggressive map with some new civs, running WololoKingdoms, and I'm here to have fun, guys, so let's absolutely smash this one out of the park. In the red, playing as the Huns, we're going to have Shadowplay, better known as Nicov, very highly skilled player, been in the community for a long time now. Huns, as we know as a civilization, super aggressive, so it should hopefully push his opponent to start playing a different style of gameplay, get a nice reactive source going, and hopefully start to utilize that new civilization. In the blue, we have the man himself, the big one of Tyrant. In the blue, playing as the Malay, we have Tyrant's Daut. This man, if you don't know who he is, he has been here since pretty much the beginning. He's been winning pretty much since the beginning, and he continues to win now. So we'll see how he goes in this game up against Nicov, using one of the new civs. So new civ, whether or not it's a disadvantage or an advantage at the moment, I'm not 100% sure. I'm going to have to watch a hell of a lot more games to try and figure that one out. Malay, though, as a civ, looking from the tech tree, what options we've kind of got there, wouldn't surprise me to see them kind of push up into scouts. Don't think we'll see too much from knights. We could kind of see that archer combination in from there, but really, what I'm kind of expecting to see across the entire board at the moment is really utilizing that fast tech up. So getting a couple of extra villagers out, being able to age up to the next age faster, not cheaper, just 80% faster, I believe now. So during that research period time, it's going to put him in a really good place to kind of get the eco lead, and from there be able to kind of outflood his opponent with just the abilities he's got out of that. So let's have a look at the maps and see exactly what's going on. Daut can have his main berries in the back straight away, close over here to the edge of the map. So he can go for a wall off if he does want to, but it is looking extremely open. I'm just going to slow things down for a sec, so it looks like we are starting to see a little bit of stuff starting to go down. So close to the edge of the map, so can go for a wall off if he wants, but it looks like he'll be utilizing his gold to do it. So basically, if we do see Nicov come in with any archers, it'll be able to push him off this gold very quickly. So I'm kind of guessing, it's kind of hard at the moment. I think Daut's going to be pushed into a very defensive style of play, just by this extremely early up from Nicov at the moment. He can wall off this section here if he wants to, relatively easy. He does have a pesky hill at the front, has gone for the lumber over here towards the left of the TC as well, has split his lumber towards it as well, so going to be in a good place in terms of resource gathering. But if this gets pushed out by scouts, archers, anything like that, he's going to be really hard pressed to find another source to get to. Did have a couple of deer lured in as well, so it's going to do really well for his overall food economy. And this hill here is probably going to be the biggest issue. I can see Nicov sitting up on this with cavalry archers later in the game, and just creating a huge issue and a great standing point. Does have a stone towards the front as well. Don't think we'll really be seeing a castle from the Malay. As far as it goes, really interesting civilization in terms of what they actually get, because they can kind of, I guess, pump that Gambit warrior at a later game, but until then, I guess you really kind of want to survive until then. So jumping over to Shadowplay, we'll have a quick analyze of his base just before he starts to get some units out. There goes the stable, so we know exactly what's going on. Does have his lumber towards the top, has split it to two sections as well. Again, looks like he's going to be hard push for a second lumber, so if Daut does manage to get in here, going to put him in a good place to really push out against that one. Has his main gold in the back on one of these hills, however, looks like the wall off will be relatively easy. Same goes for the stone, so he can kind of take this one, but like we know, anything that's getting attacked downhill, not exactly a good sign. So if Daut manages to get up here, or even just gathering on this, not going to be in a great situation. Does have his berries on the front, so it could be a little bit of an issue for him there, and it looks like he's potentially going to be able to get a wall off across the front here as well. If he gets that, going to help defend the lumber camps a lot more, and really now, we're just kind of seeing exactly what happens. So, Nicov is already up into feudal age, we're starting starting to see those scouts come out, and it looks like Daut getting a little bit onto that TC there, so he knows exactly what's going on. Daut really starting to kind of push that tempo there. He's actually going to be up in a feudal age at 1127. That's already a pretty game late up if you really want to talk about it, but population-wise, we're looking at even. However, Daut does have more villagers out on the field, and remember, he has been upgrading this time as well, so he's going to be in a really good place resource-wise. Comes feudal to really be able to push into the next level, so hopefully going to work out for him. Looks like we are seeing that stable kind of come down as well. He has got the up already in play. Well, looks like our times are a little bit out at the moment, just thanks to a couple of these upgrades, but the stable is coming up for Daut, so going to be in a really good position to kind of just flood back and really try and get the damage in. That said, Nicov is moving out across the map at the moment. And Daut going up with some farms nice and early. Lots of farms coming up for Shadow Play as well. So it looks like we might be seeing a good commitment of scouts here from both players. It looks like we do already have the spear defense out from Daut as well. Not taking any chances. Going to position over near the mill. So going to keep those guys nice and defended. Second spear as well. Daut absolutely taking no chances at all at the moment. Really trying to lock down his base as best he can. Does have a palisade up next to the barracks there. And this new set. Oh, this is just absolutely beautiful. It's probably the cutest set, I would say, by far in the series. Let me know actually what you think. I really want to know. Overall, looks like he is building up that wall towards his town center, so he's going to be able to defend from the scouts. This one spear over here going to be feeling a little bit lonely versus the 4 scouts. Maybe actually forced to pull some villagers to fight this, but it looks like Nicov is having none of it at the moment. Not going to really get in there, lose too many scouts against what we're looking at. Looks like we can see, yes, Daut is going out with that wall off we were talking about earlier. Wouldn't surprise me to see an archery or something get dropped from him eventually, but until then, it looks like we're going to be seeing quite a bit of scout warfare. Same goes down for Nicov at the moment. He's finally making his blacksmith up, so we could potentially see some ups on those guys as well, whether or not we see the armor or I don't know exactly what he's going to go for there. The armor upgrade is probably the most sensible one to go for because it means he will be able to get a lot more survivability, and it looks like dun, dun, dun. Let's have a look, see if we can see what he wants to do. I guess he doesn't really have the resources for it yet, but he could be saving up for it. We are getting very close. Has made the gold transition, though, so we'll be clicking away at that one very, very shortly. And what have we got? Woodline's looking good. And scouts moving forward and in. Looks like we can see the archery range getting thrown down from Daut now as well. Is going up with the mining camp, so going to start making that transition to archers by the looks of things. Bloodline's going down first. A very, very important upgrade for scouts. Going to add a huge amount of hit points to them. Once you've got bloodlines as well, you're going to be ready to go in and fight against those spears. So not going to be feeling quite so scared of them either. Going to be putting him in a really good position. That said, Daut at the moment, kind of lacking the gold income. He did actually transition all of his villagers from berries into gold, and looks like the scouts are getting ready to engage here. Bloodlines has just ticked over, and man, these scouts are just going to be able to tank these hits. There's a lot of spears out on this field for Daut at the moment, but it's just not going to be enough. We're still waiting to see a single scout get taken down. And, whoa, that hurts. Bloodlines make such a difference, guys. He's going to be in the woodline now. There's another spear there, but like I was saying, the scouts just don't care. They're going to push in through. There's one down at the moment, and the woodlines are actually going to be pushed into withdrawal here, and he's actually attacking the scouts with it. So some really good harass here from Nicov thus far. Going to be able to get those villagers out of that section there, kind of limit the wood income for Daut, and hopefully be able to push down that archer production quite a bit. Second range is on its way up now, and it looks like he's getting a little bit excited. A good wall off there from Daut as well. Going to drop that house down just in time to stop the scouts being able to push in on top of the gold camp. And let's have a look back at home for Nicov. Nicov does have his blacksmith up. He's finally going down for his archery range. He does have the gold income to support this very, very easily now. He has been on gold for quite a while, so wouldn't surprise me if we do see fletching go down nice and early, and that transition start to happen. Daut's starting to get wheelbarrow attack as well, so going to put him in a great spot for any kind of eco, really, especially farming. One of the biggest things that wheelbarrow does affect. Looks like we are seeing the breakdown of the wall as well, moving that one a little bit forward, just so we can start getting a little bit more resource in play. Daut doing a little bit of poking and prodding by the looks of things, trying and just get in there, see where he can kind of do some damage, but Nicov playing a very locked down game thus far. He's got a good wall off at the front here. Anything's going to be forced in through this section here where he's got the defensive spears already. His gold at the back's already got 2 defensive spears on it as well. No wall off or anything, but still going to be very hard to push in against. So there's fletching going down for shadow play, and it looks like skirmishes are going to be his main choice right now. That's really interesting. Whether or not he's definitely got the gold to go for it. That's interesting. I was really expecting archers. Let's have a look. What's Daut kind of going for? Let's do a quick switch over, And it looks like from Daut we're seeing full archers, which I guess means from Shadow Play or Nicov, if he's kind of predicted the full archer play, going the skirmishes is going to give him a really good opportunity to kind of push back across the map, because you can't just fight into skirmishes with archers. You really are forced to pull back, mix in some scouts, and really find a way to kind of combo take them out without losing too many units. Padded archer armor going down for Nicov at the moment as well. And Daut's just still poking and prodding. We can see the good offensive outpost here at the front for Shadow Play. Basically going to be able to give him a good line of sight to see exactly what's coming. Losing a scout there, that's going to hurt a little bit. And we see no upgrades on the scouts for Daut whatsoever. So it looks like he may be trying to push that kind of archer line a lot more as far as this game goes in. And we kind of see exactly what does go down. We do see a fletching has been done for the archers, so they will be able to move out across the map very, very soon. And it looks like we do have scouts in the wood line right now for Nicov, and not going to have time to send that. Nikov's playing such a good defensive game at the moment. He was out there getting very, very aggressive in the early game, but not too much difference there overall. We can see in the village accounts, we have 41 from Daut and 43 from Nicov. So Nicov in a little bit of a better place. However, we're looking at only one pop difference with 56 to 57. Military pretty much the same. There we can see, though, Nicov is on his way up to Castle Age already, so going to be in a good place for that one. That said, though, Daut with his quicker up timings, 80% faster, it does allow him to go up later and still kind of be able to put in a really good fight. So whether or not he's doing that for any kind of reason, we don't know exactly why. But keeping an eye on this Castle Age, he's going to be up so quickly with that basically extra speed boost he's going to get from it. And it's going to mean he's going to be in a great spot to really defend out against anything that gets pushed out by Nicov. Nicov going for scale barding now as well. And we are seeing the additions of extra stables, which means he's going to kind of cut the skirms and go for knights by the looks of things. He's got the upgrades to allow it. This is really interesting. I wasn't expecting a knight game. Just because Cavalry Archer is such a strong unit as Huns, this is really interesting. A second barracks getting thrown down by Daut, though. I'm not even sure what I'm expecting here. This is really interesting play. We can see the wall off around the site has been completely finished. We can see the scouts are moving in to get some kind of attack, but being pushed out of there very quickly by the spears. Daut is moving up with his archers now. And Daut going down with forging as well. I wasn't really expecting to see knights from Daut, but it's looking like it might be a possibility at this point. Unless he's doing something a little bit more exciting, which I'm kind of hoping he is. Tell me there's about to be elephants on the field. I really want to see some elephants right now. Come on, we need those battle elephants. That'd be awesome. We do see crossbows from Daut. We see Bodkin. This is really interesting. Why is he going for the barracks? I guess he's going for a lot of spears, coupled up with some archers, and I'm just going to keep sitting here and hoping, you know. Looks like we are seeing a good engagement here for Daut, taking out quite a few units, using those spears as best he can. So the spears obviously going to be there to deter the knights and the scouts. From there, the crossbows hopefully should be able to mop the rest of it up very, very easy. Knights, though, out in play. We know how strong knights are in a Castle Age. They're just such an absolute beefcake unit. They have 120 HP. They start off with 2 armor, 2 armor. Like, there's not much more you really want, considering you can just create them straight off the bat as well. Going to be in a really, really good place. Man, we see pikemen on the way as well, so Daut is starting to get ready for that one straight away. Bowsaw going down, chain barding going down for Nicov, though, so going to be in a really good place to kind of stand up against anything. Those archers going to get absolutely shredded by the knights unless the positioning is really, really strong. Elite skirmisher going down from Nicov as well, so going to be in a really good position here to push in with the knights, push in with the skirmishers behind, and use them to deal with all the pikes, while the knights just mess everything else up. So, really smart tactic there from Shadow Player. It means he's not overextending on too much gold, but he will be requiring a huge amount of food for this strategy to work. And checking that back at home, I would be very surprised if we're seeing a second town center. So no second town center. He's going for a 1 town center power play for this one. Really looking to kind of max that food out. And yes! There we go! The battle elephant. This is what I was hoping for. I'm not going to lie, I went into this game with one hope, and that's that we'd see a new unit, and we've already got it there. So it looks like the potential strategy for this one going to be crossbows behind with pikes up the front and battle elephants. Battle elephants used to soak up as much of that skirmisher damage as they can, while the pikes are pushed in against the knights, and then I guess crossbows mopping everything else up. He is moving out across the map with these, and these battle elephants, guys, they are such strong units, especially for someone like the Malay as well. 250 hit points on those guys, 12 damage base plus forging. These things are just going to go to town on everything they can at the moment. The bad news is this one's been wandering around here for a long time, taking quite a bit of excess damage and moving out with even more battle elephants. Have we seen a second stable, or is he staying towards the 1? Looks like he's staying towards the 1, continuing the crossbow production, and it looks like hopefully we're about to see an engagement here. Did lose 1 battle elephant on the front already, kind of hoping we're going to see another stable go down. These guys, though, quite expensive for the unit they are, and it looks like we are seeing the push start to come now. It's going to be a really interesting one because I don't think that Daut actually has the units to push into this. Some really good play from Nicov, just dividing up those skirmishes against the pikes, using the knights against the crossbows, and the battle elephant will put him in a good place to push this one away. We can see already, though, the monastery is down, so the defensive monk's going to come out, and I guess the converts on those battle elephants are exactly what we're looking for here. A couple of those converts, and he's going to be in a really good place. Smart engagement here at the front by Daut, extremely smart, using the two buildings here to actually hold them back, using the archers to kind of pull in from that one. The monk did get taken out just in time. The battle elephants are going to survive this one. The skirmishers, though, pushing around the side, getting forced out to remove his crossbows from play. And man, I really want to see these battle elephants kind of take a bigger take. But the amount of knights out here at the moment, this is looking very, very bad for Daut. He's going to get pushed back across the map with his crossbows and really get suckered into whatever game style that Nicov wants to play here. Still only seeing one TC from both players. Wouldn't be surprised to see a second one go up relatively soon. We do have leather archer armor going down from shadow play as well. And it looks like we do have the battle elephants coming forward again. Gonna have to be super, super careful to group this one all together, but we are about to see another big push from Daut as well. The skirmishers, though, looks like they are going to come in and do some serious damage towards the crossbows. Battle elephants are being pushed in, and it looks like that will force a retreat from the skirmisher. Monks coming into play again, though, so going to be able to potentially get some converts on those battle elephants. Scores at the moment, neck and neck. We're looking so tight. Daut at the moment does have the higher population. We are looking at 82 versus 72 for Nicov. Villager counts, though, next to neck and neck. 55 for Nicov and 51 for Daut. Looks like we are about to see some engagement go down. Daut is pushing forward with the siege workshop. Second town center getting thrown down on the front gold. Going to be a really good defensive option for Nicov, plus securing that front gold. Going to put him in a really, really good place. There is a lot of army moving forward for Daut right now. We are seeing a pop count of 32 in the military versus 20 of Nicov. So, man, this could actually be really, really tight now. The battle elephants at the front going to be soaking up as much of that damage as possible, really pushing those skirmishes back. Villagers are moving forward, so potentially going to get a mangonel on the front. There is a convert on the battle elephant, though. That is going to be a very costly move there. That is going to sting. The battle elephant going to soak up as much of the damage as possible. Crossbows really starting to do the damage. Those knights kind of just hitting away at those elephants, not really achieving too much, really, because they've just got such a huge amount of HP, and the pikes moving in as well, going to really force the knights out of there quickly. The battle elephant that has been converted, been taken down nice and quickly, and it looks like Daut going to get really game here, actually going to sit under the town center. He's only got the +1 on those elephants. I get that they have so much health, but at the same time, this town center is going to whittle away at them very, very quickly. Crossbows moving around the side. We can see the skirmishers taking a little bit of damage here, and some good micro from Nicov, and some really good army placement as well, getting those units just stuck there, going to make things nice and easy. However, that town center is still garrisoned, and it's taking down, and it's just putting out so much extra damage right now. Nicov going to be in a great situation in a sec to actually push out across the map. The armies are next to equal right now. We can see the crossbows pushing across, trying to get rid of some of those knights, but the skirmishers hunting them down, and the battle elephants have already been taken down. We do have a stable up at the front now, so it looks like we'll be using that to kind of construct more battle elephants and rally to them to the front, so the replenishment time is going to be a lot less. Siege workshop has been moved back as well, so going to still try and get nice and aggressive. But I don't know if he's got the military count for what it's going to take at the moment. A really good composition from Nicov at the moment, going to put him in a great spot to kind of just hold this one out, especially at the frontier. If he manages to keep utilizing that TC, going to be in a great situation. But the elephant's still sitting at the front. Looks like he is starting the construction more. Lots of pikes out in the field. The only thing I'm worried about is those skirmishers just being able to hit and run basically this entire army. The monk's going to move forward. Dun, 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 and it looks like he will be able to get the converts there if it comes down to it as well. Daut's slowly starting to back off by the looks of things. Looking at the TCs, we do see we have 3 TCs out now for Shadow Play, so he's going to be in a really good position. Basically, the longer the game starts to go now, I guess the more he's going to start to find himself ahead. Because looking at Daut space, we don't even have a second town center up for him, so it's going to make things a little bit of an issue. Wheelbarrow just going down for Nicov now as well, and it looks like Daut is getting ready to go in with another attack. Does have a mangonel out, so this is going to be his answer to the skirmishers straight away. Just have to be careful to defend that one, so the knights just don't run around the side. Get in, take the mangonel out. Looks like we are starting to see the cavalry archer transition from Nicov as well. Always a smart move as Huns. It's really interesting to kind of push this one through, make a move with it. Once you do kind of get that death ball of cavalry archers, you're going to be able to push in against pretty much anything. Even the elephants, the movement speed on the just cavalry archers is going to be able to make it too easy to hit and run them. The only thing he'd be really scared of is a direct assault on the base, where he kind of has to stand and actually fight directly against it. We can see elite skirmisher going down for Daut now as well. Double mangonels. The army sizes right now are quite high. We are in a little bit of a stalemate, but Daut has decided to move out forward. The mangonels are on their own though, so they're going to cop a little bit of extra damage from the scout. They They have been seen, and some good micro on those skirmishes. Going to pull them out of there before too much damage happens. And there we go. Great micro from Daut on this army as well. Pikes at the front, going to be able to do as much damage as they can to those knights. The bad news is the skirmishes are going to be able to take them out quite quickly, using the battle elephants to try and soak up as much of that damage as well. The cavalry archer transition here may prove to be a little bit of an issue. Knights coming around the side, and it looks like they have left the mangonels relatively undefended, and there's one down. Wouldn't surprise me to see the second, but the knight is actually being tasked towards the battle elephants. He's going to need those mangonels to take down this town center, and it looks like he's getting in range of the town center with the mangonel as well. Going to have to be very careful of this one, actually. And he's under the town center with the mangonel. What are you doing, Daut? The convert has gone down on the battle elephant as well. Going to lose that mangonel for basically nothing. This was your pushing unit. He has gone for the battering ram, though. I always say mangonels are for pushing, battering rams are for ending things. So Daut really starting to commit to this one. Chainmail is down. The ram is coming in. The battle elephants are coming in as well. He wants to get rid of this TC. Battle elephants as well do get an attack bonus versus these buildings, so going to be in a good place there. We are seeing quite a few converts, though. The battle elephant's going to do a really good job pushing back the battle elephants. Combine that up with the knights at the moment, I think Daut's going to be in a very, very tough place. It looks like he is going to lose his units up here eventually. Those battle elephants are huge tanks for any kind of damage, but at the same time, he just doesn't have the units he needs to kind of push this one. He lost too many mangonels in the initial push. He lost one over here to the knights. He lost one under the TC. A mangonel should not have been under the TC. And at the same time, he's lost all his battle elephants up here, and some have been converted against him. So really, what we're going to see is Nikov's going to be in a great position here to kind of push out against that as soon as he gets a chance. The mangonel is moving forward. Will it get a good hit here? The rams, though, looks like they are going to go back towards the town center. Daut is just regrouping. He's looking for another push here. Pike's flooding towards the front of the map again. And it looks like he's going to take down that mangonel fairly quickly. Elephants have done so. The knight's going to stand a good chance against the battle elephants here, but at the end of the day, they just don't have the same kind of HP. They are a little bit more expensive, the battle elephants, but at the same time, they still only cost the same pop, so in a really good situation here. We are seeing, though, military advantage is starting to go towards Nicov. We see villager advantage starting to go towards Nicov. Population 115 for Nicov, 86 for Daut, so really, he's not in a good position in this one. 600 points up now. And Nicov, he's going to be able to push out across the map in a sec, and there's not really too much Daut's going to be able to do about it. Have we seen some extra TCs? There's one TC going up. Daut's getting the second TC up. It looks like he knows right now this all-in isn't going to be able to cut it. Nicov is just playing a too-defensive game right now. He's playing it so well, too, that Daut's actually going to be forced to start playing more of an eco game. Hopefully, he can get his resources up, he can get his villages up, but the clear advantage at the moment is to Nicov. He's pushing out across the map, managing to get down a lot of these battle elephants, taking a lot for his own. The cavalry archer transition still in effect, and those monks at the moment just causing such a nuisance. If he does manage to kind of get all the converts on those elephants, Daut not really going to be able to do too much about it. That said as well, he is starting to run out of his main lumber here, so we will actually have to transition over to here, or I guess the left side of the main map as well. More likely down here, just because he does have the town center up in play, but at the same time, Daut has been pushed out of that section of map now, and that battle elephant is going to go to town on all these buildings, use that advantage, is going to lose a monk to the mangonel, potentially lose a second, but going to snipe it just in time. Things work out just as it needed to be. Another convert going down on the battle elephant, potentially going to see one more as well with this one, but starting to think at the moment he's going to recall it, get the heal up on it, and kind of use it in his own push. That said, starting to get very aggressive with this one. Nicov has started his advancement to Imperial Age, so could be in a really good situation tech-wise to kind of push that one back to Daut. We are going to see the use of trebuchets, of course, as well, once the age is hit, because basically really what you're after with trebuchets is the ability to attack your opponent's buildings without having to really force yourself out of position. As soon as you get a trebuchet in play, your opponent is forced to move out to actually attack that trebuchet. So really good plan there from Nicov to be able to get that down. How's he looking for stone? He has got the stone on the way by the looks of things, mining it in the back. Yes, he is. Only 2 villages on it, but we'll be able to get a castle up relatively soon if he does want to. I believe we can say the same for Daut. Daut going to be able to get that defensive castle up nice and early as well, so really might be able to stall this one out, but at the end of the day, if Nicov does get that castle up in trebuchets, the castle is going to mean absolutely nothing for Daut. Going to have to be very, very careful with that one. Lots of skirmishes and crossbows starting to find their play for Daut as well, but the battle elephant's going to choke those guys up pretty quickly here, and man, the damage on this is just absolutely ridiculous. Battle elephants are an excellent unit that I've decided thus far. This is definitely the thing I'll be taking away from this game. Nicov pushing in. It looks like he's got Daut back to home now. Doesn't exactly want to push out with all of his army. He is still very restrained, only at 13, just 12 military with the loss of those guys. 125 popped though for Nicov, still 106 for Daut, so it is quite close still, but Nicov, once he gets up to that Imperial Age, going to be in a very good place to just push back against this. The cavalry archers at the moment, looks like he's going to get some free picks there as well. Has got all his upgrades he needs on those cavalry archers, and looks like he's going to get rid of some of these guys as well. Ooh, those villagers going to just survive. I did just hear the new convert go down as well. Not sure exactly what was lost. Castle going up defensively for Daut, though. Looks like he's going to put it up in the center here. Defend this stone, defend this side of his base, and hopefully, if he's lucky, be able to actually defend this back section as well. Because we can't see. He's going to town on the town centers right now. Has to be very, very careful with that. Has denied this lumber up here as well. So we have seen a massive migration of Daut's lumber all into this back corner. This is not really what you want to be seeing. Daut actually running into a little bit of trouble here. He's being very, very restricted. And look at this. The amount of villagers right now that have been pulled to build this town center. It shows you kind of the struggle he is in at the moment. A couple of cavalry archers is all it's taking at the moment to really control the map. So absolutely amazing play from Nicov, managing to take control of this map. He's done a lot of villager kills thus far as well, getting an awesome advantage. And because he's up into Imperial now, we're seeing Thumb Ring, we're seeing Bracer, we're seeing Ballistics. There's Parthian Tactics as well. He is going to town on these upgrades. These cavalry archers are going to be very, very hard to stop. Daut does have his castle up, so he's going to be in a little bit of a defensive position around here. Going to be able to hold it as best as possible. It does look like he is starting to run low on wood. Daut going to be headed up to Imperial, though. This will be a relatively quick upgrade thanks to the Malay advantage. Going to be able to have that 80% faster upping time on a research like Imperial. Super, super helpful. Looks like he will be losing his forward here, which is no surprise really at this point. Extra ranges are getting dropped down for Nicov as well, and the cavalry archer count is starting to get quite high. 22 military for Nicov and 24 for Daut. Castle going to be good with range at the moment, so going to be able to push this one out quite quickly. Looks like we are going to see him come out and try and engage this one. Probably not a good idea. We'll lose a lot of units in this one. The good news is he does have the direct counter there, skirmishes, and it's always better to be defending with skirmishes than against cavalry archers than engaging cavalry archers with skirmishes, because really what you'll see is if they push into your skirmishes, you're going to be in a really good place to defend it. As soon as your base is open like this, that's where it runs into problems. Because really what you're going to see, the skirmishes just cannot keep up with the mobility of the cavalry archers. Going to utilize the hill here by looks as well. Daut actually taking the engagement. Looks like he will back off. Don't think it's going to be enough. We can see Nicov going down with chemistry as well. Man, this is getting really, really hectic at the moment. I'm not sure exactly who's going to be able to take this one. And I really want Daut to play a strong defensive game here, but as I start looking at more and more of the stats, Nikov's just putting himself into a really, really good situation. He's up 163 to 133 pop. The military at the moment, 32 to 22. Villagers, 134 to 111. Daut at the moment just falling behind in all the aspects. His attack at the start was very, very good, but he's lacking all the units he needs to really be able to defend himself here. Bracer and Ballistics both going down for Daut. We can see that we do have heavy cavalry archer on the way for Nicov. As soon as that research is done, Daut's going to be very hard pressed to defend against that one. He has a lot of archeries up. He's got Arbalest on the way, so going to be a good position. We do see the aggressive castle getting dropped down, though, by Nicov. Nicov is getting ready to end it now. He's got the upgrades he needs. He's ready to push in. He's got rams on the front. Rams are an ending tool, guys. I don't think Daut's going to be able to have the military population it's going to take to push this one back, especially because he's playing counter units as well. There we go. Heavy cavalry archer research complete. This is going to be bad. The buildings are going to start going down. As soon as you start losing your buildings, it means you're going to be replacing them. And for someone who's lacking wood so much right now, this is going to be such an issue for him overall. It looks like we are going to see these houses start getting taken down as well. Not exactly feeling promising here for Daut. Does have quite a big army here of Arbalests, but up against those capped rams, not really a lot he's going to be able to do about it. We will be able to see this massive heavy cavalry archer army push in as well. The castle is coming up on the front, so we are going to be able to potentially see some Tarkans come out as well to try and help out, because of course Tarkans, that huge pierce armor, they're good at taking down buildings. We'll put them in a very good place. The heavy cavalry archers now moving in under the town center. They don't care. They've got bloodlines. They've got their armor upgrades. They've got all their attack upgrades. They're in a very good situation right now to actually push in against this. And Daut using those Arbalest as best he can. However, quite a few of them getting stacked up onto the capped rams, so a lot of cavalry archers are going to survive this one. And here come the capped rams in for the town center now, really holding this one out as best as possible. We can see Elite Tarkin starting to go down for Nicov as well. Would be nice to see some of those in play, just because it's a unit we never really get to see. The cavalry archers are getting taken down relatively quickly. However, it looks like Daut will lose his TC here. The siege rams now doing a very, very good job of that. Daut going down with chemistry, so starting to get on the same tech level here. Villagers have been pulled, though, to try and deal with these rams, and it looks like we are seeing more archery ranges get thrown up as well, so Daut is saying he's not done yet. Tarkin's out in play. There we go. Going to see Elite from them any second now as well. Boom, up to Elite Tarkin. 4 plus 4 pierce armor. They are going to go to town on the skirmishers. They are not scared at all. 170 HP on those bad boys. And I think this might just about be it for Daut. Honestly, we see the trebuchet is out, so he will be able to push up against this castle. But the forward stables right now, the replen is going to be absolutely insane, which is probably going to be the bit that's kind of going to kill him here. The big thing, of course, as well, Tarkin's on the front line. We've got heavy cavalry archers on the front line. It looks like that castle is going to start having a huge issue as well. Scout cavalry out in play at the moment. Not sure exactly why he's going for scouts, but why not? Light cavalry out as well, so really going to be able to push that one. And this castle at the moment, villagers have been pulled to try and do any kind of damage they can to the rams. However, there's not enough here to kind of stop it. And there's the GG from Daut. Tarkin's being used. We saw battle elephants. I don't know what else I want. Yes, I love this game. Alright guys, I'll see you again soon. Not sure exactly when, but I'm just on a buzz at the moment, so hopefully soon. Have a good night, guys. Look after yourself. Hopefully you enjoyed that.